All right, we are back, and today we are going to do it a little different. Can you still hear the voice? Okay, so this is what we are going to do. First, I'm going to show you the application as it currently stands. And then from there, that will give us some more insights regarding what we're going to do. So this is the application, right? On this side, we have the prompt. We have some controls, and we can choose a model. Let's say we choose the 2.5 Flash. I'm going to create a prompt, right, by scanning new, and I'm going to say, tell me what is a computer. Okay, I save this, and then this is the prompt. Once the prompt is, I can cycle through different prompts. Once the prompt is loaded, I can execute the prompt, and it says this text is not supported. Text is not supported, so we're going to go with the 2.5 flashlight, and we're gonna execute the prompt, and we're gonna see what response it gets. It formats it as markdown, so let's click on the formatted, and now we can see that our response has been received. So now we have two strategies we can use here. We can use this to we can go two ways. We can go with steal that route and explore it, or we can go with WinUI, and this is WinUI, and I think I'm going to use the WinUI just because I think it's a decent framework that we can use. So we're going to use that as our meat, and now that we have started the stream, all right. So this is WinUI, and you see the components that we have. I think we can make this look like a proper Windows app. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this. So it's modern. There's something they call the fluent design, which I think that we are able to leverage and use in our system. So we can use this to our advantage. And what we should do now is going to see if we can actually engineer the specs of that application. So we already do have a system in place that will collect these ideas. So we shall actually all right, so let's go in our system and let's launch. I wonder if you can launch two apps at once. So now that you've seen it, how it works, let's go back to the other side. First, let's ask the chat a question. Let's say, we ask it a very simple question, which is let's keep these. Okay, now let's see if we have anything pending. No, let's close everything. Okay, and I'm going to say WinUI is going to be our next application. So my response to it is we are gonna go with WinUI. But before I proceed any further, we have multiple projects here. Can we use can we launch 2 projects at once? Okay. So now that we are doing the query, we are also going to okay, so right click on the solution, startup projects. Okay. So we're gonna go in our solution. We're going to right click and we're gonna go to properties. We're going to configuration, common, multiple startup projects. We have Copilot experiments what? We have our test and we have our prompt manager. We're gonna leave the agent alone. We're gonna go with again. Let's start. Okay. Apply. Okay. Now let's select our Copilot experiment. We're gonna launch it. Now upon launch, this is what is going to happen. We're going to have a proper we're going to have a proper we're going to have a proper to have a All this time I was not speaking. Okay, so our audio is back. So
All this time I was not speaking.
Okay, let's restart our.
Okay, so
we're just going to decrease the volume, right? But I think you can hear me properly. Okay. What I was trying to say was this looks very ugly and it's not yet functional. This was more experimental. So we have agents. These are our agents. So, and still this screen is not yet, it's an example of our agents. So now I'm going to do a quick little dynamic kind of we're going to go with noise suppression. We're going to go to noise gate. Let's go to noise gate, and for our noise, for our compressor, we're going to have the ratio to 4. I don't know what this does, but the threshold is going to be about 10, 20. Okay, so the threshold, we're gonna keep that to 20. And then what else? The attack, we're gonna do it at 3 milliseconds. Let's put 5 milliseconds. I don't know what this is for. I think it's to catch loud sounds loudly. But what about if I, okay, that's too much. See, I tap. What about, okay, I don't know, release should be 100 milliseconds. Well, I'm just gonna have to trust it. The output gain, I'm going to increase this to about 3 decibels because it has made my voice a little. And then I don't know about the side chain, but let's keep that. Okay, I assume that the side chain is, but we are going to, this is our agents, right? Let's go to our kind of home screen. Okay, so I don't know about my voice, and I think a limiter, we'll add a limiter. We're just playing around. I think I'm gonna add a limiter. Don't know which one that is for, but it says limiter, and it says to set the threshold to 3. So we're going to do that. It says set the threshold to -3. We're gonna change our threshold here to, let's see, it says to 3, these decibels. So we're gonna put that to 3 decibels. So it ensures that our audio never goes in the red zone. But I think our threshold is about 1. Is that for clipping? I don't know. And then the release is oh, so that's important because if I clap, it doesn't do anything to the user. I'll leave it at 1.1. And then the 3-bin equalizer. Okay, so next we're gonna add a 3-bin equalizer. Okay, and we're gonna well, I think we'll leave that like that. We slightly increase the lows, and we slightly increase the highs, and a noise gate. So now, well, now I think we have to ask ourselves, what is the proper chain now? I don't even know if I can be heard. So we have noise suppression. That's very important. And I wonder how it sounds in my ears right now, so I'm going to do a quick kind of voice check. Okay, so now I'm and all I want to see is if I'm speaking normally, able. And I want to see is if it's normal, right? So I think now it's normal, right? Well, I think now I don't know. Then you have our equalizer, and after the equalizer, we have the compressor, the limiter. Now I'm going to slightly have the gain like that. I think it's a little better if we have it like that. That should be okay. So now I just wanna hear myself briefly. I'm gonna say 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5. I think my voice is wonderful right. So I think I've done some nice work on the audio part, so that I think we can resume our. I just wanted to have some good audio for you guys. So I'm going to add to the desktop audio. I'm going to have a filter, and the simple filter is going to be a compressor. The compressor will simply have a sidechain which will be tied to the microphone. Now for the Chinese, the ratio should be about 32. I know, I was just gonna keep it slightly. Well, I want to say, even if I'm speaking, I still want to have some audio coming out, right? We just want to see. So what we can do. So we're gonna put it at 30 decibels. Put it at 30 decibels. For the threshold, like it recommends. I never follow these correctly because sometimes it's a matter of convenience. That's why we follow it, but sometimes it's better to read the actual documentation. So for the ratio, I'm going to go to the volume floor ratio. I think we're gonna take it for 2 and 1, and I think for threshold is about 32 decibels, but the attack about 10 milliseconds, release is about 6, about 600 milliseconds. Output gain, we keep it at 0. Well, now the question is, in the audio mixer, am I going to have my voice, the volume really high, or where is that volume going to be? I had 3 viewers right here, but they are gone. I think in the OBS mixer we can have okay, so we have it at mid-yellow. So when I'm speaking, it said I will see my voice visually drop down in the green zone. So in the ratio, if we do it 3-to-1, well, I think, I don't know, but okay, honestly, I don't want to be too crazy, so I think we can go back to our development. So I'm gonna do one last test. I'm just going to speak and see if the music is and then I'm going to speak. I've set the volume at an appropriate level. I'm just going to speak, and then let's see what happens if I can hear my voice, if I can hear nothing. I think that's good enough. Okay, so let's go back to our development. I think we're ready. So we're ready. Let's go. Okay. I think it took us some time, and we were waiting for some viewers, and if you saw some boring stuff, you saw some boring stuff. So now let's go into our notes. So we have this little handy dandy application which will allow us to, first we have to kind of start with the article that we have on the website, and we're basically just talking about our last article that I've published was talking about the utility of tokens, right? Why assisted development demands a new stack. What do I mean by that? It's basically this context window. Like, for example, if I go into you know, like you have those usage tokens that Claude uses, and we don't want to have like heavy usage tokens. For example, if you're looking at, you know, a typical web application in terms of what it offers, we have all of these 150 tokens, but we can have other frameworks that are doing the exact same thing. So for just a little bit less, and I think that's what we're trying to do, is to kind of explore the most cheapest model, cheapest token to utility ratio. So we are going with that token density. So remember, locality of behavior, we want to do it like that. We want to eliminate minimal syntax noise. And now let's actually go into our idea and start refactoring. So our first goal, we need a plan. So I'm going to create a new workspace. I'm going to create WinUI. So we can call it. The primary intent is to refactor our prompt manager from Windows Form into WinUI. Now we're going to copy our project path. Okay, now that we have created we need this plan, and our methodology is going to be intent, clarification, planning, execution, debugging, documentation. We'll keep going. So I think the first step is, let's refine our intent. And this message that we have, we're just gonna keep it succinctly refined. Okay, so now we're going to add a new task. I'm just going to call this stage clarification. So the clarification phase, we're just going to collect the ingredients. We have this, it's gonna cost. We are going to have the go. Okay. So are you doing the full rewrite or an incremental migration? So first step, we're going to do a full rewrite. We're going to do a full rewrite in the we're gonna put everything in here. So we're gonna go in the steps. So right, we're gonna say that it is a full rewrite, and that this is our current feature. We want to replicate But I would say we copy the logic first. Then let's save this. Let's save that clarification. Now let's create the plan. We're gonna say the plan. What is the plan? Well, the plan is we're going to well, what is we have the prompt list. Prompt list. We have the prompt editor. So the prompt list is what? It's navigation. Okay. Navigation. Prompt editor is just a text box, right? Then actions, we have save, delete, and have a category which is for classification and tagging, right? What else do we need? We have the UI. Okay. Second part, we have the Gemini service. We're using Gemini, but we can use others, but we're just going to call it LLM service. What is the LLM service? Set API keys, validate, connect, right? After we connect, we select and save models. After we select and save the model, we are going to basically now we have what? We have the prompt. Well, let's call it messaging. And we have prompt management. Okay, we have prompt management. Now we have a basic plan. Let's go to our agents. We're gonna go to our agents. We're going to go to our planner, the planning agent. And we see some of the stuff here. We should select the workspace called WinUI. And when we select the workspace to the WinUI, you will see we'll type everything we want here. Let's go and say the coder also has tasks. Architect has ideas. You see what's going on here? They are very custom. The architect, the coder, will have tasks assigned to it. Let's assign some tasks up workspace. Let's go to WinUI. Let's go to the clarification phase, but to the specs. Okay. Let's save. Let's assign it to an agent. Assign it to the architect. Let's save that. And likewise, we're going to assign this to the architect. Save that. Now let's go to our agent. We have also the phases, but we have no phase yet. Let's go to our agents. We're gonna go to the architect, and we're gonna select the workspace WinUI. And lo and behold, we have our tasks. So now that we have the tasks, let's go to our workspace. Still buggy. So we're going to, this is our inbox. So our first thing we're going to do, we're going to say inbox. Okay. Okay, let's stay at this level. We remember we're clarifying. We don't want to write code yet. We don't want to write code yet. We don't want to write any code. We're just having a conversation. Before we plan, we have to know what we're doing. Then after we know what we're doing, plan. So we see the reviewer has nothing. The coder has nothing. Agent stat is not even found. So we're gonna stay at this level here. We're taking ideas. And search agents. Agent search. We can search the ideas that we've had. In our brain, we can say cortex. We have nothing here. So now, this is a little too complicated. We can go to our diagrams, kind of see what we're doing. Idea of vibe coding versus context strategy. Now let's say at this level, right? And let's just have two phases, our clarification phase and our planning phase. Right now, let's prepare the prompt that we're going to send to the CLI agent. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's stay at this level succinctly for now. Let us not get ahead of ourselves. Let's stay succinctly at this level. First. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to tell the agent, the first agent, something. Our primary goal is to migrate the prompt manager, our desktop application, from Windows Form to, right? Our primary goal is to migrate the prompt manager from Windows Forms to WinUI 3. And we are going to maintain the core functionality, the CRUD operations, the SQLite persistence, but we're going to modernize our UI. So your first task is to create a document called phases. And our first few phases will be clarification. Our second phase will be planning. And our third phase will be delegation. And then we're going to start developing. Okay, so it seems like it's night time. Because it's night time where I am, I'm going to have a dark theme. Okay, I'm going to have a dark theme tonight, just so things are a little easier for us to watch. Okay, now that our agent has been loaded, we are going to look at our documentation. We're going to stay at this level, and for now, okay, remember our phases, we are moving to WinUI. Okay, we're moving to WinUI, and also our agents, we're not doing this, we're not doing that, we're going tap tap, right? We're doing this, but the LLM is going to help us. So with that being said, let's go to our kind of interesting thing. We have the liminal space, right? We have the idea in our mind, and we have the code, okay, that we are developing. Now, okay, so this is what I received. So what is going to be my next move? Okay, so let's actually preview it. Open the preview. Let's go to Windows. Let's say we're gonna reset window layout. Yes. Let's say keep and continue. Okay. Then we're gonna open our chat box. open our chat box and we're going to preview. So let's preview what it says. It says, don't you think that theme is a little too dark? Click clarification. On the main tasks. We are also our pattern is going to be MVVM. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Okay. Well, I think our planning should be a little bit more better, as in knowing what we're going to do. I'm going to show you our planning methodology, and our methodology is going to be called Context Factory. Context Factory is kind of like a it's going to be let's see, this is how. Okay, so now we are in the phase 1. What is my planning approach? What is my planning approach? Collect all the ideas and then put them in our workspace. That is WinUI 3. And then also seed our ideas database table with the ideas currently discussed here, like chunks of ideas that we can recollect later, all going to be placed under a folder. We can call it folder, but we can use tag or whatever else. We can create a new tag for that workspace. And do you understand? We always ask the AI if they understand, or if he or she understands. Now, if we go back into our user interface, we now are going to, we don't want to do it like that, we want to do it like this. That's the idea, the clustering of the buckets that we have. So our ideas are going to be more categorized in that sense, instead of having this strict hierarchy, because the logic to make this happen is too rigid and too confusing, and once we start moving things around, it breaks the hierarchy. But if we have a general idea, then we can use that better. With that being said, let's go to our sitemap. We have currently our agents controller, our brain controller, context packages, and a diagram controller. Now, what I want to do is going to go into a prompt manager. Do not have touched the prompt manager. That will be open in another project. Okay, now it's clarifying again. We're clarifying, and we're going to go into our new document, and we're going to then, you see what we're doing? We're not writing any code yet. We're taking our time. We're making sure. Let's preview the new preview. The preview we just want to know what is going on, right? What is WinUI? We're gonna map our existing features. We're gonna extract the logic, and then we have a new idea here, which is ideas should be synchronized. Okay, so yes, ideas should be synchronized. We can kind of pull ideas from it, but for now we're not overcomplicating that. It's just that I'm instructing you to go into the Copilot experiment and actually put these ideas there for now. While this is going on, we're gonna go down and we're gonna go into the planning. And what is our planning framework? We're going to go into we have a doc. Our planning framework looks like so. It is called, it's this GSD, get shit done, get stuff done. That plan ingestions. That's the plan format. So we're going to open our plan format, provided that it is not broken. This is our format specification. So we're gonna copy this. This is our format specification. You can see the preview. It's basically easy pattern task. We enforce parsing. This is the metadata. We have the title of the task. We have the description. We have the files, logic, and what we need to do. And this is examples of our task unit to be represented. Likewise here. And we don't worry too much about those patterns. This is not for humans. Mostly not for humans. The only thing for humans is right here. And I think we should convert this into XML to be better. So we're gonna convert our spread format into XML for better parsing. So this is going to be our first idea. So our first we're going to copy this, drag it into put it back where it was. So this is going to be our first task actually. So we're gonna go into our web app. We're going to go into tasks, and we're going to actually go to workspaces, WinUI. We're gonna create a new task. We're gonna say convert our plan specification format from Markdown to XML. Then we're going to go, we're gonna copy, before we go further to this, I'm gonna say our plain format specification would be greatly simplified if we converted it to XML. So please convert it from Markdown to XML. Going to copy the full path. Going to paste it. Going to go with it. You know why I did that? This is why XML. XML is actually people we use HTML, and it's a markup language that is used for storing, transmitting, and reconstructing data. By itself, look at all the rules that I'm employing here. We're saying valid examples. This. You see so many issues with this, and we even need to use like regular expressions to parse it. So it's kind of basically saying that we are creating our own format. So our development effort should not be spent in creating these. So that's actually an insight. So we're gonna go into ideas, and we're gonna say something like, gonna go to knowledge, intelligence, ideas. We're gonna say our development effort should not be used to recreate formats. We should follow conventions before we stray from conventions. That way we are more context efficient. We're gonna say improvement. Well, we're gonna keep it at general to capture the idea. Now the idea is right there, and then our prompt and do other stuff with it. For now, let's go back to our tasks, and we're gonna choose our workspace. These tasks. That's a bug we have, so we have to go to workspace. We have to go to WinUI, and then we can just mark this as done. So now this is done. Now we're gonna keep planning. So now we're going to go into our spec specification. So remember, we have the phases that I was outlining here, which is clarify, then we plan, then we execute. And execute has some sub-steps, which is implementation, testing, debugging, and documentation. All of these are very important. So the loop is we have the intent, plan, execute. Each one of these will be hooked to an infer, also an infer. So right now we have you see I haven't written a single line of code, and that's actually very important. The speed that we cannot front load the speed. With that being said, let's actually go to our go and check our new format. So we're gonna create here, we're gonna close everything, save, and this is our new format. Rebuild and apply. So our new format now is made with XML instead of Markdown, because it will be more useful in the long run. Okay, so now let's actually check our plan. So this is our plan format. Now, our next stage, we're gonna say, now that we have a new plan format, let us write a migration plan. And then remember, if I run our current application on this level, we're gonna have the prompt manager, right? We have the idea, and we have the text box. If that's not all, we also would like to close this. Let's close this. Let's close this. Is to compose an input with some other inputs, compose them to get a context package that will basically be context dense. What is a context package? Well, the context package is going to be, okay, our app is not running because I wanted to show you context package, kind of like when we go to our workspace and we go to our, let's use something else. Let's go and here. Let's run our other application. Did I run our plan importer? No, it's okay. This close. We're going to run our I have butterfingers. Forgive me. Close. Okay. We're going to go into our application called you don't see the prompt manager here. It's supposed to be listed. Our prompt manager, the multiple startup project, live. Okay. Now we're going to go into our prompt manager, which is not visible here for some reason. So we'll do it differently. We're going to go into our prompt manager, right click, then we're going to go to there's some errors. Okay, I think this is actually for a good thing. So now that we've converted our plan to XML, we are going to go into our we're going to freeze the features. We're going to freeze the features, and what we're gonna say is we're gonna tell it to a migration plan. Then we let it actually go with that. While this is loading, we're going to go back into our application. We're gonna just type npm on start run dev. Let us let our new application launch, and this is our token factory, which right now loading. Okay, we have general, our workspace, we have capture, we have present. Probably has some issues. Going to call this, let's call this object. Let's we're going to add text. Going to basically first main idea from this from first principle. This I'm gonna say yeah, okay, and save. And create a new slide. Yeah, let's say if we were going to make a slideshow with title and just some basic ideas discussed here about our token density, and we had to create 10 slides, what would we put in each slide? Where each is text and then description. So now let's see, we have a migration plan in XML format. Going to move away from Markdown, and we're gonna keep it as XML because this is not for humans, this is for the UI. So now we have to do. But now actually I want to think about it in this term. Is this better or okay, that's actually, we can do it by ourselves. We're going to go into, let's do something. Let's close this. Let's request a new feature. We're going to request a new feature. We're going to say I'm going to call on a Gemini. I'm going to tell it let's let it load. And okay, we're gonna say, listen, I have a plan specification in XML and I just want to create a simple based preview plan so that we can kind of see it as Kanban. Would you be able to do that? Here is the plan spec format. Going to copy the format. Okay. Copy this. You see how it's going to represent this. In the meantime, we're gonna go into our, let's see what the plan is. First, we have to define, okay, so we're gonna tell it something very important. We're going to say, okay, I think our plan, we have to fix it into this kind of term. One part, there is the preparation for the logic migration. The second is the user interface, and the third is the actual logic. So let's be a bit more granular in our. Now, while this is building, let's go into our, we're gonna ask it to seed. We're gonna say, we're gonna okay, we're going to create a new workspace and you're going to put that in the slides. Seed it the best way you can. Okay, it's going to seed our slides for us. In the meantime, we can create a new test slide. We can say, for example, what we've learned. Let's say prompt composer engine. We put that here. And kind of okay. And we can use a list. We can have like not just manage prompt, but build a composer. Then we can have input. We have the what they call input modalities, and after the input modalities, we have the chaining. So that being said, we save it, and now our slides show like that. So we can reorder it. That's our workspace. So now let's go to our Gemini. We're going to test our Gemini to see if everything is in order. So to test our Gemini, we're going to copy this and to paste this. We're going to connect, and then it should select. Now we have the model choices. We're gonna choose a cheap model. Let's say we use 2.5 flash. Going to say, for example, can you tell me about the most popular programming language in the world? All right, just to see what it gives us. Generating. While this is doing, I think this is gonna ask for some thingy. While it's going in that, it has given us a response. So it has given us a response. So what we can do, it doesn't look too good. So what we're going to do is we're gonna save this prompt, and this is we can summarize notes, right? So, and this prompt had no name, so we're gonna call it. So there are two things here. We noticed. Let's refresh. Let's click. Let's go on our presenter. Okay, so it's not preserving the data. So what we can do. Okay, let's go to our. Okay, so now has created a plain IMD to review content, and so the preview content. So where is that? Refresh. Well, okay. What is the URL where we can preview that? Then we should see it in a separate page, right? Okay, now we're gonna go back into our when I say yes, please do that. This is actually a great way to see if that method is going to work. Method is okay. We need instructions in that plan for let's call it snapshotedness. What does that mean? That means after every chunk of work, there's a small instruction that kind of says, oh, this is where we are. Next time, this is all the context you need to continue. It should kind of have a procedure like, okay, we should test it. Is it building? Okay. Is it building? Well, let's follow through with the plan. Oh, this stage needs some clarification. We don't want to overcomplicate that part, but let's just leave it for that here. And once you have that, feel free to start implementing it. Okay, so we're gonna see. That's actually a test. We're testing to see how good it is, especially we're using an older model, 3.1, the standard model, which is free. We have some premium models. I'm going to use automatic bloat. Okay, so our goal is to see, let's actually check Fluent Design. It's actually a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful design system. Yeah, elevation. And bam, right click, like right now. So this little shadow at the bottom kind of creates elevation. Dialogues, flyout. What else? Corner radius. Just a little rounded. And all these controls, right? What else? Icons. Icons. Now let's go to layout. So let's see. Okay, I think okay, I am converting this Windows Form application into WinUI 3, and it's a simple prompt manager to connect to Gemini. So we want to make some instructions in this context package that is so well granular that any inefficient model can pick it up and just go nuts with it. So we need some kind of little instructions in there to kind of guide and steer the agent as we go along. So what would you propose? In the meantime, we created a seed data. The seed was injected. Now let's restart our development server. Let's see if this is going to show. And what was the instruction that it gave? It said that now token density workspace. Okay. What mechanism are we using to store data? Because on refresh, I do not see any data that was seeded. Okay, so you see I've created this presentation and the workspace was not well taken. Let me Okay, now what we're doing is we're building the context package. What is the context package? The idea is that our LLM is not a carpenter, so you have to give it a package like IKEA boxes, and they can follow the manual. With that being said, refresh token density. The workspace is presented. And there we go. It worked. So now we are going to I think we've hit. Okay, so now for capturing the idea, my idea is that any idea has different stages to it. And what are the stages of an idea from idea to execution? We're thinking in terms of first principles. And I think actually this user interface, that big font, is actually good. So this is the feature we're gonna add. Now I'm gonna tell the AI. Now your task is to document our application to the best of your ability in its current stage. So now our goal now is to okay, so I think now our goal is to, can you see my face better now? Okay, now it's documenting our application. So this is going to be our capture, idea capture. I think another idea that we can, let's skip that. Let's check. Let's actually put that in our idea. We're gonna say, sometimes I think, what was I saying? Okay, so we have cross that out, delete last word. Okay, that didn't work. Let's say okay, I think what I'm going to tell it is, okay, now I think you're ready. Please do a round where, what is the first stage you're gonna work on? That's the first thing you're gonna work on. Okay, now we go back to our thing, and now we see we still don't have a lot of code, and I think we have just a Gemini manager belt. So we need some syntax highlighting. We're just experimenting with Svelte. We're gonna have an extension. We're gonna call this Svelte. We can install this. Trust, I mean, it has 2 million followers and more. And let us see if our syntax will be recognized. So now we have syntax. So now it says TypeScript plugin. You can enable it, of course. Okay, so it seems to me that we have what? Have this Gemini store. What is our Gemini store? It's just a JSON thing. Okay, so I would propose to, well, let's see our documentation as our Git. We have app documentation. So our app documentation as it stands is now like that. We have capture mode, we have present mode, the simplified pipeline between ingestions of raw thoughts and then structuring them into visual blocks. So I think we have, let's go into this. We are just playing in with the idea of input modalities. And I'm going to go to Gemini and I'm going to clear this context because I think we're going to clear this context. We're going to duplicate this tab and we're going to kind of go and say git status. Well, we're going to say git init. And while we begin it, I'm going to say I have initiated a Git repository. So can you create a Git ignore for us based on our project? Okay, now that it has created this, we are going to now let it run. Let's check our application. What it says, it says the first stage is going to prepare and audit and extract. Okay, going to say has all the context that it needs. So I'm going to say, okay, please proceed. Do as many steps as you can. Okay, let's let it go. Now we have Gemini mode. And we have text column lists, so that's a block system. And we have the Gemini integration, and this is our design system. So this is a mini application to kind of show a better, more dense, and actually this fits its name, and I'm going to take a screenshot of that. I think our next version, what we're going to do is we're going to clear this. We're gonna say now our documentation project structure. I want you to have a tab. The tab will basically show our project structure. And when I click to display the file, I don't mind syntax highlighting, you can just display the raw file. But the kicker is that I can select many files. Those file paths selected can be read and passed to Gemini. And also, I want you to restructure our prompt manager. I think we should improve the user interface so that I don't have to scroll to see the AI response. Let's see what it comes up with. In the meantime, let's see what this is doing. I think our okay, so now the shared project. Okay, what I'm going to say is based on the information that you have learned, update our plan to better reflect reality. So our idea is going to be called, we're going to capture this idea, we're going to say, we are playing with the idea of retroactive planning. What do I mean by that? When we go into software and we encounter a snag, that means the prediction that we made about the software is not what it actually is. It has encountered a reality that is different from what it thought it would be. Therefore, we should go back and readjust our plan. Now let's check our Git init. It has created a Git ignore for us. I'm going to say, please commit. I think that's a wonderful first Git init. Why am I writing in C#? I am writing in C# because I think it's a wonderful language for long-term thinking. I think it's not as fast to rapidly prototype. It's rigid. It yells at you so many times when you make bad let's think of our okay. All right. So now we're going to be more serious about the idea. Now it has updated our idea. Now the migration plan has been upgraded, or business logic upgraded. So now I can proceed with the further model refactoring. Please continue with our plan. Why did I rewrite the plan? Is to always keep the context fresh. So I'm going to remove the exactly what it says it's going to do. Okay. And we're going to say yes. I think now so we're going to all right, so we are going to think now more. I think we have more information to continue. So what did it say? It says that the next step of the plan is to remove the Windows form dependency from the shared core. And now we're going to ensure that we only have business logic in the shared core. So I would say for our conversion, I did not mind any breaking changes. Just pull whatever you need to pull. Break whatever you need to break. This is actually an imperative thing. I'm going to add that into our idea. I'm going to say this is actually part is that token to utility density. So we are going to, and this is what XML is going to do for us. Not pleasant for humans to read, but it gives us the structure that we need to actually really, we don't have to worry about parsing. We do not have to worry about these things. Therefore, we can and are able to, I suppose, so I would say, why is XML better? For a token density. Okay, so now we can even ask it. We will say, if you had to choose between Markdown and XML for better parsing, better token density to send messages back and forth between agents, what would you pick? Oh, we're going to do a little experiment. We're going to see what Gemini is telling us. Let's say that for the sake of, I think if I had to choose between XML and Markdown, I think it's not clear cut. There's some trade-offs that we have to keep in mind. First is that Markdown is more efficient for token. So closing tags. So I guess I was wrong in some cases. I think what I was trying to say is actually the parsing reliability definitely better. So I have to do that. I have to parse it. And I think it's better for instructions and multi-steps data. Okay, so in a way I was right, and in another way I was wrong. And I think this the part that we actually have to be right about. What do I mean by that? Oh, finally hit a limit. Do you see how long it took me before I reached my context limit? And actually, I'm going to show you, or I'm going to go here, and I'm going to switch to Flash. I'm going to go to Stats. You kind of see how much we've used. Going to search, and in the meantime, let it finish. We're gonna go to Harry Hit. Okay, so our application, we're gonna have this new idea called, we should explore the advantages and disadvantages of XML versus Markdown. In my naive understanding, it seems like there's this human versus machine thing about in terms of readability, parsing, and understanding. One could argue that Markdown is much more human readable. And this is what we want. Because if we launch our application, if we launch our pilot experiment application, we are going to actually explore and see that idea in action. Like I was telling you, there's some pending changes. We're gonna say yes. Hopefully it doesn't break our application. So this is a little hook I added here. Before, if we launch it, it would crash the application, but now this particular kind of mechanism creates a migration for us as we go along. Not yet 100% stable, but it's better than nothing. Then finding out after you run the application that it actually worked. So now just going to restart the application. and we're going to restart it. That's built, but can we start? Waiting for the web server to listen on port 7163. Let's close this. We don't need that. Okay, let's insert that note in here. We are done with that one. Okay, we'll keep this. Okay, let's copy this. Okay, that's a good reply that we can analyze later. That's the part with LLMs, is that we don't have to take everything they say as gospel. We can use our critical thinking and refer back, because remember, they're taking that idea from other places. So like right now, let's go to XML. We can actually we have tasks because they are unique tokens. That's what I was trying to say. Structural anchors. Okay, so we learned something new today. You have to use a hybrid format. Okay. Can you actually see what's going on here? Is that our LLM, Gemini, was trained on Hacker News comments, right? So take that as you may. Okay, so problem solved. Have you encountered any snags? That would be a great opportunity for our next stage, is to use TDD. While it's working, it's good to look at the code. We can just parse it visually. Let's change the theme, because I think our current theme is a little too dark. It's not very. Let's go to theme. Let's take a cool slate. Good compromise. Okay. Okay, don't forget to like and subscribe. Proceed. It also update our plan if you found that. Basically, there's a syntax error. This is where the idea is we're trying to see can we actually, in the fewer passes possible, actually integrate this. Update our plan, update our documentation, proceed with next stage of implementation. So I just stumbled upon something interesting. I have to do mini prompts. Okay. Gosh. 汗滴在脖子后面，你的侧脸在街趴里晃，手机全都塞进口袋，今晚自己身体在讲，一步一步贴着地板，呼吸被地平。Okay, I think we shall end the stream in about 2 minutes. Unless somebody else shows up and likes our page and subscribes. It's this valuable information that we are giving out here. We are sharing. And thank you for watching. So the best thing we realized is that there's this hybrid format of XML and Markdown, so you can embed, XML and we can Markdown. This outer tags is for structuring, for the LLM to find information. The inside is for the parsing, so we don't waste tokens. So best of both worlds, steering the LLM Markdown for parsing, winner, XML. Some models prefer Markdown, some models XML. So if you're using Cloud, it's better that you use XML. Now, that being said, I'm excited to see the user interface that this has come up with once we do that. I'm going to start a new session just so we have better kind of understanding and content. We're going to should follow our plan. Not. Our plan is in the migration. The good part, trying to read it, trying to know what it's supposed to do. Proceed. And then yes, let's do it.
Küllerinden doğar her gün güneş, sönmez içimdeki kor. Yollar uzun, yüküm ağır ama sorma bana neden zor. Şehrin ışıkları altında, ruhum bir garip sancı. Eski bir hikaye bu, ben yolcu dünya hancı. Yükseliyor sesim, duyuyor musun? Kır zincirleri, neden korkuyorsun? Zaman durmaz, akar gider, kalmaz yanına kar. Bu ateş sönmez, rüzgar eser her yer.
Our model is degrading, so we are going to launch it Copilot to fix the issue. We'll see that even though we have a so-called dumb model, it's going to be much faster than let's see which one fix it for. I'm going to Copilot versus Gemini, just to see. It's going to fix the issue. So that's a good, okay, so it's already found it. You see, sometimes the Flash, let's just cancel it. We're not using Gemini for the rest of this session. We're just gonna use Copilot. Okay, so I'm gonna use Copilot. Let's leave the terminal open just for now let's check. Let's switch it up. Just wanna see something. It's working. So now let's go into it. There's a form label must be associated. So okay, now we have this here. We have token density. We can reset, and you can see the representation. Our structure. So like for example, this. Okay, for example, we do go into let's actually decide on it. Okay. We have our let's go into vouchering and let's see. Do that. Okay. Going to copy element. And this element text too long. Rather have wrap text.
Олечка родная, рады видеть снова. И, конечно, рады снова поздравлять. Пусть уйдут тревоги, те, что не забылись, чтобы не пришлось их снова проживать. С днем рождения, Оля, пусть летят года. Ты для нас как солнце, светишь нам всегда. Пусть мечты волшебные сбудутся твои. В этот день чудесный, счастья и любви.
Пусть улыбка ярко светится в глазах, и удача верной будет, как в мечтах. Каждый день твой новый радость пусть несет, а в душе прекрасная музыка поет.
С днем рождения, Оля, пусть летят года. Ты для нас как солнце, светишь нам всегда. Пусть мечты волшебные сбудутся твои. В этот день чудесный, счастья и любви.
Мы твоя поддержка, помощь и опора, и всегда мы рады год за годом снова жизнь наполнить вместе утренним восходом по твоим веселым ясным небосводам.
С днем рождения, Оля, пусть летят года. Ты для нас как солнце, светишь нам всегда. Пусть мечты волшебные сбудутся твои. В этот день чудесный,
now.
счастья и любви.
Oh. You get in for watching everyone. Unless I think after 2 hours done some great work, but before I go I just want to please like and subscribe and let's just see our progress that we've made here into the structure. Let's see if we can finally run text. I actually prefer this user interface better. Much better user interface. It's a much better user interface. Lightweight. How many files do we have? We barely have. You know, if we ignore, this is a configuration for our runner. This is the type definitions for TypeScript. This is just to configure TypeScript to say, okay, we're going to use the next version of JavaScript, the latest version. If we want to use it that way, we can allow normal JavaScript. Wait, now we're going to actually try to experiment. We have to context. Okay, we're going to inspect this element, and what we're going to do, we're going to copy the element. We're going to go into paste. Okay, and we're going to say when the user clicks on this code, what should happen here? While this is going, we're going to go into our UI 3 application.
Sube el bass, baja MMR, no subo mi elo, pero aumento mi perreo. Bailo en la grieta, castigo mental, perder nunca fue tan tropical.
Just do all that. Now, what we want to do is that when you add the button to the context, you edit the context selection, just move that. Where do we see it? The end goal with the context. This is a test to see if the AI actually understands what we're doing. Oh, that's wonderful. So, we copied it. We should go to our idea actually. Go to our capture. And save that.
Cause I own my mind. You're the one I think about most every time. And when you pack a smile and everything you do, don't you understand, girl, this love is true. You're so sweet and thin, act kinda like a blessing upon your skin. It's like you saved my day, and that's so
Run for me.
together we are one separately with
The
two.
tests.
To make it all right, my mind is about to tutter. Cause you contain a quality that I am after. To put it plain and simple, you rule my world, so try to understand.
I'm going to go into our
I'm so in love, girl. I'm just in love, girl. And this is true. Girl, you know it's true. I love you. Yes, you know it's true. I love you. This true. And my love is true. This is true. This true. My love is true. This is true. Everything, girl, I can't explain. My emotions spark when I hear your name. Maybe your sweet, sweet voice was ringing in my ears, stimulate my system when you are near. And with your positive, emotional, aching and joy, that's for me to bust just like a girl and a boy. These feelings I keep up, I'm wondering why.
my goal. We could have one of these files. There are two paths we could take to combine many, select many, and have that become part of a bigger context package where we combine ideas, files, prompts, and prompts, and prompts. Then we can pass that to Gemini and answer back. Second path is quick action. For example, select a file and exclaim or load the prompt refactor. Just that system. Now, next step.
Girl, you know it's true. I love you. Yes, you know it's true.
Do not be afraid of breaking changes. For now, because we're just migrating just the idea, really. Sorry about this, but right now our main goal is to have the UI work. Okay, what did it say? Now the vision.
Tú me provocas sensaciones al instante y amarte es parte del contrato que tu cuerpo y el mío harán al mojarse entre sábanas de
This should go into the ideas. Paste that. Hit the note. You should see. Not taking new ideas. Now. Okay. Can you plan that workflow? More details? Really plan it.
Tú me provocas sensaciones al instante. Amarte es parte del contrato que tu cuerpo y el
That's
mío
planned it.
harán al mojarse.
Okay.
Entre sábanas de seda y negrita bastante. Tus manos voy a amarrarte. Tus manos
Read our document. Read our documentation and now plan in relation to our application. Let it go.
espero de nuevo volverte a ver.
Let's see how this is going.
Y tus ojos así como brillan. Nunca cambian, me despido con beso en la mejilla.
Yes, follow our best judgment, but make sure to update our plan. Okay, now I think our best is
Alô, alô, madrugada nascendo sempre. Tá no ar, minha amiga.
I think our best bet is implementation plan.
Oi, mestre. Aqui é a luz do posto. Coração tá assim, ó, apertado. Queria pedir um favor. Diz aí, amiga, qual é a boa pra hoje? Oh, toca aquela música, aquela que me lembra ontem à noite. Aquele homem bonito que não sai da minha cabeça. O dono da cueca vermelha. Ô locutor, aumenta o som do rádio agora que a saudade chegou e não quer ir embora. Toca aquela música que ele
This
gosta
game
de
profiling.
dançar. Aquele homem lindo que me fez delirar. Aumenta o volume, deixa o grave bater, que eu só lembro do jeito que ele sabe fazer. Toca a música daquele homem, capricha no refrão do dono da cueca vermelha que roubou meu coração.
You're letting it build.
Eu tava no baile, ele passou do meu lado. Cheiro de perfume, olhar de pecado. O shot era curto, marcando o movimento. Mas o detalhe no quarto parou meu pensamento. A gente se entregou, o tempo parou. E aquela cor de fogo na pele ficou. Agora eu tô
Now,
aqui, bebendo e ligando.
what can
Com
we
o som
do?
da sua voz, eu vou me lembrando.
Okay, so
Chegou e não quer ir embora. Toca aquela música que ele gosta de dançar. Aquele homem lindo que me fez delirar. Aumenta o
how would that look in relation to our prompt manager?
que eu só lembro
How would we load the prompts or create existing prompts on the fly and let's choose to save them?
do dono da cueca vermelha que roubou meu coração.
So now
E quem quiser mandar recado, chama no zap, manda o nome, que a madrugada é nossa, minha amiga.
what steps do we have left for full migration? Okay, can you do that in one shot?
Рады видеть снова. И, конечно, рады снова поздравлять. Пусть уйдут тревоги, те, что не забылись, чтобы не пришлось их снова проживать.
Alright, proceed, let's go.
Рождения, Оля, пусть летят года. Ты для нас как солнце, светишь нам всегда. Пусть мечты волшебные сбудутся твои. В этот день
This is
чудесный
implementing.
счастья и любви. светится в глазах, и удача верной будет как в мечтах. Каждый день твой новый, радость пусть несет, а в душе прекрасной музыка поет. С днем рождения, Оля, пусть летят года, ты для нас как солнце, светишь нам всегда. Пусть мечты волшебные сбудутся твои в этот день чудесный, счастья и любви.
Мы твоя поддержка, помощь и опора, и всегда мы рады год за годом снова жизнь наполнить вместе утренним восходом под твоим веселым ясным небосводом.
С днем рождения, Оля, пусть летят года, ты для нас как солнце, светишь нам всегда. Пусть мечты волшебные
Yes, App Bloat, please.
твои в этот день чудесный, счастья и любви.
Do the rest of the steps to finish all in one go, and also make sure our project is included in the solution.
Depois de dia de trabalho, o cansaço bateu. Hora de ir pra casa, ver o amor meu. Enquanto do outro lado ele está esperando.
Vem meu amor, vem pra eu. Vem, 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 vem pra eu. Vem pra eu, amorzinho, vem pra eu. Estou te esperando.
Stay by my side, hold me tight. Don't let tonight just you and me. Give me large kisses, 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 sweets.
Quero te dar cheirinho, ficar coladinho, deitar de ladinho, bem abraçadinho, encher de beijinho.
Vem meu amor, vem pra eu. Vem, 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 vem pra eu.
It is not showing up in our solution. How come? And what other steps do we have left before we finish our full migration?
Saudade bateu, coração estremeceu. Estou te esperando.
Like our project structure, we now what's going to say proceed with the plan. So you finish, you finish. Okay, now let's refresh.
Depois de dia de trabalho, o cansaço bateu. Hora de ir pra casa, ver o
Let's
amor
put the
meu.
conference.
Enquanto do outro lado ele está esperando.
Dai, Marghe. Dai, Marghe, sorridi che va tutto bene. 50 anni sul palco, ma l'anima tiene. Dai, Marghe, balliamo senza perché. Sei leggera nel cuore, più giovane che mai. Dai, la vita ti ride negli occhi. Tra saggezza e magia, rompi tutti gli orologi. Dai, Marghe, lo senti anche tu. La felicità, il tuo ritmo.
So right now, we
più
can
giù. Hai l'età giusta per dire so chi sono.
I don't do operations on them because this is kind of like virtual. It's virtual over this, which is real.
Curiosa del domani, dolce nel presente. La gentilezza è il tuo superpotere potente. Ti prendi in giro, giochi con l'ironia. Sai essere profonda senza perdere la poesia. Dai e Marghe, sorridi che va tutto bene. 50 anni sul palco ma l'anima tiene. Dai e Marghe, balliamo senza perché. Sei leggera nel cuore.
Sometimes all you do is say okay. Now those are two.
Rompi tutti gli orologi, dai e Marghe, lo senti anche tu. La felicità è il tuo ritmo e non va più giù. Senior coach dell'Academy di Roby. Dove passi lasci il segno ed è sempre scoperto. Fai la differenza, accendi possibilità. Cambi vite con poco, presenza e verità. Ami la natura, gli animali, le persone. Sai amare davvero senza condizioni. Non sai odiare, non ti serve far rumore. Quando serve sei profonda, quando basta sei cuore. Dai e Marghe, sorridi che va tutto bene. 50 anni sul palco ma l'anima tiene. Dai e Marghe, balliamo senza perché. Sei leggera nel cuore, più giovane che mai. Dai la vita ti ride negli occhi. Tra saggezza e magia, rompi tutti gli orologi. Dai e Marghe, lo senti anche tu. La felicità è il tuo ritmo. Dai e Marghe, sorridi che va tutto bene. 50 anni sul palco ma l'anima tiene. Dai e Marghe, balliamo senza perché. Sei leggera nel cuore, più giovane che mai. Dai e Marghe, senza perché. Sei leggera nel cuore.
마다미 누바쇼에 고놈이 어떠도게 고레이션 나이 도코로마데 수베테 간지타 마마 와스레테 아다다카이 바쇼에 고놈이 오유다네 마바유い光に包まれ安らぎを受け取って全て感じた忘れ必死に書き消すこの上ないフラッシュバック悪魔のリプレイ息を殺し何回も再現心に潜んでる最も望まない言葉を叫び続ける Once again back again 現実を受け入れない私は弱い人間真実と向き合うそれは神様からの試練あの時の光と影どん底から見えた光景命を守り抜いたわけまだ見ぬ場所へこの身を届け苦しみや悲しみさえもこの胸を貫け全て感じたまま忘れて次の宇宙へ自分の中の棒当て守るの最後まで人生なんて線香のよう何がそうさせるもっとぬくもりを感じてそれこそが答え交わる点と点億線の交差点気がつけばあなたが隣にいてくれた勇気づけてくれた大切なものができた明日を描くこと私の中に芽生えたもっと